Welcome to GKey Solutions Private Limited. SQL Server Database Real-Time Interview Questions and Answers. Question number 43. How to calculate age in years from date of birth and how to round a date to nearest hour and minute. In this session, we are going to discuss about how to calculate age in years from date of birth and how to round a date to nearest hour and minute. First we'll see calculate age in years from date of birth. We use DATEDIFF year date of birth get date function, but that alone overestimate the age if the birthday hasn't occurred yet this year. So we need to adjust and we have to see the below query. Select name date of birth date difference year date of birth get date minus case when month of date of birth is greater than month of get date or month of date of birth is equal to month of get date and day of date of birth is greater than day of get date. Then 1 else 0. End as age in years from persons table. We'll see these things practically in SSMS. And coming to the next scenario, round a date to nearest hour or minute. We use a trick with DATEAD and DATEDIFF. First scenario would be round to nearest hour and second scenario would be round to nearest minute. We'll see these things practically in SSMS and I'll explain there itself these declaration and everything. And coming to the summary, age calculation. Here we are using date difference with adjustment for birthdays not yet passed. Round date use DATEAD plus DATEDIFF to floor and round to nearest hour or minutes. Let's see these scenarios practically in SSMS. That is called SQL Server Management Studio and we are at demo at GKey database. Let's create a table for this. We are creating a table called persons here and this table is having data like columns person ID, name and date of birth. Here we are inserting these three records with person ID, name and date of birth, and 2029 would be the leap year in this data. Let's create this table persons. We have created the table persons successfully and let's check the first query, that is age in years from the date of birth. This is the scenario that we are going to execute here. Here let's see the query. We are selecting name, date of birth and date difference, year, date of birth and get date, and we are minusing with this case statement. Here we are checking three conditions. When month of date of birth is greater than month of get date or month of date of birth is equal to month of get date and day of date of birth is greater than day of get date. By satisfying these conditions, then it is going to give 1 else 0. 1 means it is going to minus with this date and 0 also it is going to minus with this date. And then it will be called as age in years. That is the alias name we are giving for this block of code or functionality. Let's execute this query. This is the data. For the first column name, that is Alice, Bob and Charlie, date of birth, these are the date of birth and the age in years. From the beginning of the age, from the beginning of their dates, we have generated the age in the years. Like for Alice we have 34 and Bob we have 39 and Charlie we have 25 years. In this way we have calculated the age in years from date of birth. By giving a date of birth we can calculate by having this query the exact years of age. And coming to the next scenarios, that is round a date to nearest hour or minute. First we'll see the round to a nearest hour or date. Here we are declaring a variable day and we are giving a data type as DateTime and we are passing a value for this 2025-09-06 and this is the timestamp that we are giving for this variable dt at the rate dt, and we are selecting this dt variable as original date and these are the conditions here. This is the first column, we are just selecting this date, and second would be, first we'll check here date difference hour and 0. Here 0 means, here the 0 means the starting year, that is 1990-01-01. This is the SQL Server database maintains a starting date from 1900-001. Here it will be taken as 001 and from this date and this date it calculates the difference in hours, and there will be value here, and again it is a starting date, and this date here we are adding hours. Based on this, date add is going to add the hours between these two dates. In this way, it is going to give the rounded down hours as an alias column here. And coming to the next scenario, here that we are checking here is hour and date difference hour. Here also the starting date plus case when date part in minutes, comma @dt, that means this value is going to be passed here, is greater than or equal to 0, then 1, else 0, and comma 0. It will give the value as rounded to nearest hour as an alias name. Let's execute this block of statements from the declaration of the variable to the select statement. See, this is the original date and this is the rounded date. What it has done, it has rounded to the hours. It has removed the minutes, seconds and milliseconds and everything. It has rounded to 16 and rounded to the nearest hour. It is down hour, and nearest hour would be the 17. Here it is 16 and it is 17, and it is rounded all the remaining part as 0. Let's check the same scenario by using round to the nearest minute. This is all the same syntax that we are going to use. Here 0 means the starting of the date from SQL Server database perspective, that is 19001. Here date add we are rounded down to minute, before rounded down to hour, and this would be the one column. And coming to this part, we are checking here to generate another column is going to give rounded near minute. Let's execute this block of code here and see what it's going to give. Here we are considering here as minutes. Coming to it is just consider about concern about this minutes here, rounded to the down minute, that is 45, here 45, and coming to here also nearest minute is also 45. In this way, it is going to round the nearest minute, that is rounded to nearest minute. This scenario is used for rounding the nearest minute, or this kind of a block of statement is going to used for rounding the nearest hour, and this block of code is going to used for getting age in years from the date of birth given. For the practical purposes, I have given this query in the description of the video. You can download and use the query directly. Thank you. Stay connected with GKey IT solutions on all your favorite platforms. Follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest content. Join the GKey community and grow your IT career with us.